Fire!
Good evening and welcome to Anime Analyst US. I am your host Thomas Fry.
And I am your co-host Hasnan Zaid.
And just say that in the beginning, welcome to this fine Friday, and your camera is skipping a little bit, so make sure you got any extra programs shut down. That intro was weird. Sorry about that, folks, but we are 9,000 miles away, so we can't always control technical difficulties, and we've discussed this many times. We're not going to do a pre-recorded show because we're hoping that we can get you, the fan, involved in the show itself. And in order to do that, we kind of have to do it live. Otherwise, you'd be like, yeah, call us sometime whenever you feel like it, and we'll set it all up. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Let's just do a live show. I got the chat up, so if you see our show anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, our Facebook group page, YouTube, and you type in a comment or a question on any one of those chat rooms, they will all come to my screen right here. I will see them. We will deal with it. We will never end the show without not dealing with any questions you may have about something we're talking about. And by the way, tonight we are talking about Dr. Stone, the kingdom of science in the New World. And they literally mean the New World because everybody was turned to a rock or stone, hence the name Dr. Stone. And then he started counting, and he kept counting and counting. And I don't know if I could count for 10,000 years. To 1, 2, 3, 4, he counted the whole time, said he never missed a number. See, that wouldn't work for me. Talk about a boring ass job. So he knew what time it was when he cracked his little shell. When I first saw that, I'm like, well, okay, all right, this guy's dedicated, and whoa, Senku takes the dedication to a whole new level when it comes to love of science. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love science. I mean, you love science too, right? I mean, we love science. I drive a car, I live in a house, it's air-conditioned, heated, science. I mean, everything around me is covered in science. Even my drink cup, it's all made with science. There's a lot of aluminum and some labor involved, but in the basic core, everything that exists other than plants. And in this day and age, you have the plants are there because of science, saved or whatever. So that's my opening statement on this. What's your opening statement on Dr. Stone?
Okay, so but the thing you pointed out is just for this guy. If you look at the other guy, he was just waited for 3,700 years in the thought of love. Like he was just thinking about that girl. That
Oh,
girl.
well, yeah, if I was that in love, I mean, she's a little cutie, and he's basically a musclehead moron, so he's got a girlfriend. He's got to hang on to her. Wasn't he, like, proposing to her at the time he
Yeah, at the time he was going to propose, that's the time when they hit by that thing. And then I don't like that thing. Like he stopped, like he waited for 3,700 years, and now he's waiting so like the world get back to its peace, then he's going to propose.
Oh, see, I'm not down with it. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm not down with that. If you love her, ask her to marry you. I mean, to me, a relationship, you got to be together through thick and thin. And this is coming from someone who's not in a relationship, talking to my married partner. You're the one that's in the relationship, not me. I know better. I know all women are evil. I'll just keep doing my show here and keep my mouth shut, and so be it. But I really like the first season. In this, I think for as outlandish as it is, they did a good setup. They it was until they got into his cell phones. I was pretty much on board with it till you got a stuff. It reminded me of Fred and Barney in the what was that cartoon? Uh, the oh my gosh, and I can't remember the name of the cartoon, but it was of them in a stone world. He had a stone car. He'd sit on a stone car seat, and then he'd wiggle his feet to make the car move. But it had 4-foot wide rims.
You're talking about the Flintstone world,
the
right?
Flintstones. That's see. Remember, folks, we will discuss anime till we're blue in the face. But do not come at us with Flintstones, Tom and Jerry, any of that stuff. Those are cartoons. Those are for kids. Animes are for adults. We discuss adult things here, although we do get silly sometimes. But to us, there is a difference between a cartoon and an anime. And we review, acknowledge, and we'll tear apart one occasionally if we need to, animes. And we just recently passed 100 videos, and we are still new at this, so remember, the first 50 kind of sucked, but we're getting better and better as we go, and that's reflecting in how many people are seeing it. We got some really good numbers coming up here, so I am really happy. Me and Hassan are going to a seminar this weekend, and we're going to learn how to become better stewards of Anime Analyst -US and how we can produce a better show for you, the viewers, so you can find out. Our goal is we want to give anyone listening an idea of what a season is about. Does it follow a plot? Dr. Stone, yes. Does it follow an individual plot for the different seasons? Yes, that one does. They have a good story to tell on each one of the seasons. And they keep progressing up, and if it is really horrible, we want to tell you that too. We will be as even keeled as possible, but we both have our opinions. I mean, I like Dr. Stone. Do I think it's in the realm of reality? No. I do like the ones that are in the realm of reality, but the illustration in Dr. Stone throughout all 3 seasons is awesome. The backgrounds, they put a lot of effort into it. The voice actors did their jobs. They got the emotions right when they needed to be right. Some of them were... That one kid that ended up with the guy that worships him because he's, the son of the guy he worshipped before. I think that's disgusting when they draw them like that, and he's got like a foot-long tongue sticking out there, and they definitely got that emotion across. The snobby, stuck-up, thinks he's better than everybody else because he has a guy that looks up to him, and wow, is that like... If you looked up the word conceited in the dictionary, it would be a picture of him there with his tongue all hanging out, 1 foot out of his body, and they even said he made it to level 3 of conceit. I mean, that's pretty steep, man. But what do you think? I mean, however many thousands of years, if you were, came back, because have you ever seen a show called The World After People?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's worth checking out, even though it's not an anime. But they do a lot of animation in it, so that's why. Because it's kind of hard to show how the world would fall apart with no people, because there's 7 billion people on Earth. So other than a few places like Chernobyl, which now they've turned it into a tourist spot. Come see where the nuclear thing exploded. You have to wear a lead suit, but you can come see how the cows are still living and the birds are still chirping and just nothing really close to the plant. People died. A lot of people died. And I think turning a death zone like that into a tourist attraction is bad. Now, there's also one over in Japan where they built the island and then they all left it because the foundation wasn't right, and that one's all falling apart. And both those do a lot of animation, and a lot of the same style of animation that we see in like Doctor Stone and other animes like that, because they're drawing a destroyed world basically. Only they're going way far in the distance. But I put Doctor Stone in that same category that Discovery spent the amount of money that they spent on those illustrations. I would almost say they went to Japan to get illustrators, because now there are a lot of good illustrators in the U.S., don't get me wrong. I don't even know, the ratio, but between the U.S. and Japan, there are a hell of a lot of good illustrators, voice actors, all that. And they did a really good job with this. Yeah, now,
Yeah.
to get back to, let's finish up on season 1 and head on into season 2. I thought Senku was going to end up getting with the village chief. I thought them two would be perfect for each other. But that didn't happen. And then season 2 comes along, and it's this big battle. But it was a scientific battle, and I like how Senku won the battle. He won it through the use of science and, information gathering, and I guess you could say it was genius tactics. I mean, he even knew Sun Tzu, so he with the most whichever side can gather more information faster will win the war. The wars aren't won by the guy who fights at the front lines. They're won on what you do in preparation for the war. Because if you don't prepare right, then nobody can use the stuff you got to win. Russia keeps trying to beat up on people, but they're kind of losing the Ukraine thing because they used up all their bullets, right? I mean, are they still fighting over there?
Okay, so I think you didn't solve. I think like yesterday or day before yesterday, they used the hypersonic missiles there without the nuclear warhead. And I saw the videos like on Daily Mail and all the channels. Like I think this is the first time I have seen a missile like that was coming from like lightning. Like
Oh,
any other
really?
missile you see, yes, like any other missile you see, like even it's traveling by the Mach 5 speed, it's going like that. But the latest one that they used, and it is like
Oh, I guess. See, I stopped paying attention to news in the world anymore because it's flippin' depressing. Everyone needs to sit down and watch some anime and stop paying attention to the freaking news, because they need to ban that weapon. If something can move at what, Mach 7?
I think it's traveling like it was hypersonic missile, so I'm not sure like what is the
I
speed on
think
that thing.
I think hypersonic is 7, Mach 7 and above. Which
Yes.
we have a plane that can do that, but not, not, and it has to fly at the edge of space. But to have a missile, that's getting scary, because you fire that missile at something, say it misses because it went above it. It's not going to land till 3 countries over. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't aim that thing right, that thing literally it could probably glide around the world if it has a chance to get up to speed and, get up in the upper atmosphere where there's not much, oxygen and stuff to slow it down. That thing could probably go all the way around the world. And that could land on yourself. If you miss your target, you might be in trouble. All right, let's get back to the anime. Yes, we do get off on real world subjects when usually they have more appropriate subject matter than what we're talking about. But all right, and then season 3 is worth, even if you haven't watched 1 and 2, season 3 would stand on its own. I don't think season 1 and season 2 kind of go together. You know, that's from the beginning of what we're told and what's happening in Dr. Stone until, you know, the end of season 2. That's all one story because you're still talking about the three original, because there were Senku and his friend, and then the what do they call the fighter?
Uh, Tasukasha, something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry, I didn't have. Shame on me. I didn't have the proper page open like I was supposed to. I'm sorry, folks. So I don't have his name handy. I'm usually pretty good at remembering people's names, but I kind of. So, what would you say about your summary?
okay, so the thing I like about these kind of animes, like if you see, like they showed you the reality, like they take out the stuff from the past but show you in a different way. Like when they, when this other fighter guy woke up, like his personality is completely different. Like he's okay to kill somebody, and he
Yeah.
want to start his own world
Well,
where he thinks.
technically, would it be? And this is my question: would it be killing? I mean, they've been a stone for thousands of years. Just because there's a fluid that can fix them, doesn't make them any more alive. I mean, when you're a stone, you're a stone.
Yeah, but these are the guys who are coming back from the life from the stone.
But not
Like,
on their own. They're only coming back when they're chemically altered from a stone back into a human. So, is it murder if you break the stone? It's just a stone.
but the thing is that like the way of he thinks, that's scary. Like he want to give permission, like he
Yeah,
want to control.
Sukasa had definitely had that mentality, and I'm not saying it was right. As far as I'm concerned, his mentality was wrong. You know, he'd kill everyone that was weak or ran the world before, and because they screwed up. But you can't do that because some of the people that were turned to stone that were part of the government were running it right. The Even if you look at our modern government, like 1% of the is bad. The rest of them are good and they're doing their job and they're trying to help people out. So I like the idea of waking everybody back up. But the more people you wake up from that situation, the more you're going to get, the more Sukasas you're going to get. So I
Yes,
didn't mean to interrupt you with that, but I just didn't think it was murder. I mean, we
yes.
rarely, but we do have different opinions every once in a while.
And the second thing is like when he goes to the village and he see somebody using basic science and he's claiming to do the magic. Like these things, like if you give it a thought, like go back 200 years, like if somebody is there with this knowledge of the today world and he'll see somebody doing some tricks that and claiming to be, and everybody is like,
Magic is magic until science tells you how it's done. And that's the way of the world. When they didn't understand what some people were doing, oh, he's a witch, he's a magician. But as soon as science nails it out, and technically that's how it works. It's no longer magic when science proves how it works. Um, I don't know. We'll see where our world is heading. I think we're coming up onto a period where we might see some real magic happening in the world that, you know, and there are still things that science can't provide an answer to. So, other than that, we will go on and on. You know how our conversations get. So, in short, Dr. Stone is worth checking out. All 3 seasons. I would start at the beginning and watch the whole thing. And, you know, even if it's, you got to catch one episode a day so you can keep up on some of the new stuff coming out. They got some really good animes out right now that we will be talking about in the future. And I can't wait. And I hope you, the listener, will be here to, you know, make a comment, ask your question, you know, say, hey, what's up? Oh, and which I almost forgot, which I've been forgetting this lately, and shame on me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and make your comment about us, bad or good. You can give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just give us a thumb. Doesn't matter what direction it is. Some are gonna like how we look at things, and some people are not. We don't. I'm impartial when it comes to stuff like that. So, and hey, I will read every comment. So if you got something to say, say it. If it's something I can do, I'll do it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us this week. We got a big thing coming up tomorrow, so we'll be back on Monday, and we will let you know how the how everything went in the seminar that we're going to tomorrow. So, all right. Other than that, have a good weekend. Don't forget Thanksgiving's next weekend. So, you guys have a